What's up, guys? It's Joe here today for Aeterno UK, and joining me today, I have another Joe with me. This is going to be very, very confusing. From Beaver and Chipmunk. Say hello.
Hello, I'm Joe as well. I am another Joe. We're both Joes.
It's all Joes. And we're here today for the F1Network. We're going to be doing some F1 2014 game ideas, in fact, today. And so it's a game that is going to be highly anticipated, definitely, and it's going to really be interesting to see what Codemasters improve. Not that they could probably get much worse. Anyway, that's another story, and we won't go there. So, Joe, what are the sort of things that you're hoping to see in F1 at 2014?
Well, I've got three. Well, I've got my top three, but my other two I've got are I want to see certain things like people have brought out certain mods like visual mods, sort of wear on the tires, and more mistakes from AI drivers.
Yeah.
And more realism on the track, as we had a few ideas. Maybe animals running across the track, but it might bring the PG, the PEGI rating up from a 3 to probably about 15 if there's a bit of gore involved. If you just swipe up a bunny rabbit, but.
Yeah, I'll get rid of all the noobs online at least. So I'm sure.
Yeah, you can have a deer running across the track, ramming them off. So that'd be quite good. But that's mainly my other two. But I've got a few other ones that I can really talk about. But what about you?
Well, I know that earlier on we were talking about formation lap. I think that's something that we've really wanted for the last few years. I know a lot of people want sort of like a parade lap maybe afterwards, or like the out lap from the pits, but I definitely think I think that probably the formation lap is the most wanted. Would you agree with that?
I'd have to agree, yeah, because I don't know, they want to add more realism. It looked like R Factor, and is it Assetto Corsa or something? I don't know what the game is. They have sort of like out laps on that. I know they have them, and they have like Formula Sim racing as well. It just adds a lot more realism, and also, if you're in a proper league race, it's probably you get you proper pumped for it if you got an outlap.
I think even with something like career mode, like it would add a lot more realism. I mean, a lot of series that you see on YouTube, like especially career modes, a lot of them are very, very professional, and I think Formation Lab would definitely add to the tension at start, like you say. So, what are the sort of things you'd be hoping for? Maybe. Let's start off. Let's say what sort of things would you want in career mode to start with?
Right. So career mode, I think you should be able to keep the whole add your own, like make your own driver sort of thing. I think I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know about I don't know what Codemasters are doing about being able to design your own like helmet. I doubt they will, because you just get loads of people drawing really rude things on the helmets. And but back onto the last point about the outlaps. If Codemasters don't like the idea of the whole outlaps thing, and they say, oh no, it's going to be too difficult to code or whatever like that. Well, they've got safety cars, and surely it's just basically like a safety car, but without the safety car itself.
Yeah.
If you're all bunching up from each other and you go a certain speed, then yeah. But career mode, yeah, I think the whole designing your own helmet kind of thing is quite a good idea. I think teammates in career mode should be randomly generated. I think obviously they can't add in GP2 drivers because of licensing issues. But yeah, randomly generated drivers like in FIFA, I think that'd be a really good idea, because you just have random people and random names and stuff. And what we were talking about earlier, wasn't it, about the whole adding reserve drivers, because they're in the young drivers test, aren't they? So
yeah, like the young drivers test, you got like Sam Bird. I can't think.
Bianchi.
Bianchi was in 2012, and. Yeah, I mean, they've got all those drivers that are actually driving, like the Ferraris, the McLarens, and the rest of them. So I'm not quite sure what the licenses says about them doing in a career mode season. So I guess we'll have to see about that. We'll have to inquire about that. But that is definitely something that I'd like to see. So one thing that I've actually got noted down is a better engineer. Not sure what you think about that.
I think that's a good idea, mainly because sometimes the engineers can creep you out, because, I recorded a career mode episode the other day, and remember I was just getting ready to, race in my career mode video. I got into the garage, and instead of my engineer going, right, it's going to be amazing weather today, you're going to have all these tyres, and so-and-so's got a certain upgrades on the car, it was literally, I got into the garage, and the engineer went, hi! It's, what? I don't understand, how can they They basically, what do you think they do? They get the engineer, the person who's voicing the engineer, into a sound booth and go, right, your line today is high. High. That's going to be the new game. Yeah.
But
What was it, in
I
F1
actually,
2010? It was really good, wasn't it, the
oh
engineer?
yeah, the Geordie. That was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the European Grand Prix in my career mode. He went he went crazy at the end. He was so happy. But it's amazing.
Now it's when you win. When you win, it's just like
exactly. He just gets you pumped. I mean, I'd love to see something like that. But I heard, I think it was in Aravi's video the other day, something like the engineer in all the different languages. It's something like 4,000 lines worth of engineer script, and apparently they're scrapping all of it for the next gen consoles. Yeah. So we will definitely be getting a new engineer. It's just the sort of things that he's going to be saying, really. But yeah, I think the enthusiasm of the engineer is definitely important.
Yeah. It wouldn't be great if they could, like, swear but bleep it out.
Yes.
So they were just like, you won a race, and they were going ballistic, shouting and screaming.
Yeah, I think
and
even
then you just hearing, like, beep!
Yeah. Because it's like, even in real life F1, I think it was India last year where Raikkonen was holding up Grosjean.
Oh yeah,
they had him on the team radio, even though they bleeped it out. I mean, it was still good, yeah. So yeah. I'm not sure whether they can do anything like that, but yeah, right.
That'll be good.
Online, I just want to talk about next.
Where do we start?
I think really the main thing is just get it right.
Yeah.
I've actually written down 22-man lobbies, but I'm sort of going back on that. Just get the 16-man lobbies right.
Yeah. Or maybe in between.
Yeah.
So put 19 or 18. Maybe just add a few more, because sometimes, like, when the game's going to come out, if it's really anticipated, then it's going to have a lot of people buying the game. So you don't want to have tiny little lobbies of, like, hardly any people.
Exactly.
Fair enough if it's sprint mode, but if you're doing like a custom GP, you want to have like a full grid, don't you? Really?
Yeah, I have heard talk about like a special league mode. I'm not sure whether I suppose they have already got that with the custom GP, I guess. But I mean, some of the settings maybe if you could just like replicate it week after week and stuff like that. And but yeah, I think league racing really does have the potential to be big. I think in the F1 community.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at like the AOR highlights, and they're fantastic. But I do think Codemasters can do more to sort of help it, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah, I know. They were literally in F1 2012. League races were like the best thing. You used to I used to just sit down and used to be like, oh, I've got a league race today. But F1 2013 was kind of, I don't know, it didn't seem as fun, league races, because they kind of overcomplicated things a bit.
Yeah.
I remember I was in 3 leagues in F1 2013, and I pulled out of every single one, mainly because of exams. But I wasn't really enjoying it that much because there was so much spread in like the ability of the drivers and stuff, and that's not down to the game itself, but it's just I wasn't really enjoying it because there wasn't a lot of. When F1 2012, it was such a difficult game. And literally, there were so many people that were just exactly the same pace. And hopefully, because F1 2014, hopefully they can replicate the handling models and the actual force feed, the feedback and the torque of the cars. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be such a handle to drive. You will literally separate the men from the boys, really.
Yeah, especially the first few weeks. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I mean, I do have quite a lot of faith in them. I think like the. It was important with Grid Autosport, I think, like the Formula C cars in that, they're basically F3 cars, and they handle, they're so difficult to handle, but it's really good fun. And even the Formula B cars, they're meant to replicate GP2. They're really difficult to drive, and it does actually replicate F1 2014 cars. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. We'll finish it off in a minute, but I just want to hear what your main 3 things that you want implemented in the game are.
Okay, so number 3, I'm going to go with outlaps / parade laps. Number 2, I'm going to go with the random generated drivers idea. But my number 1, the one I want to see the most, is podiums. Well, the drum roll was kind of skipped out a bit there. Podiums, which I know the guy, Stephen Hood is his name. Yep. He absolutely hates that idea because I saw it on, like, when he was talking about F1 2013. He hates it, but everyone wants it, so I don't know what he's going to do about that. He didn't really care in the last game, but hopefully he'll implement it into the game. The most, like, I really want this idea. I want the garage back. I want you to be able to be in the garage again, like in F1. Is it 2011? Was it? Yeah, 2011 or 2012? I can't remember. I think it's 2011. But you're in the garage in that one, and also trophy cabinet. So if you win a race or get obviously you're on the podium, you'll get a trophy. You could be able to see your like trophies you've won. Maybe not like a 3D model of the trophies, but just kind of like a record of your positions and your trophies you've won and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think mainly it's just about sort of living that life, because F1 2012 and F1 2013 I think have just been, especially the career mode, has just been, it's almost as if you've got to do your own work if you're editing a video, like to make it real. So yeah, it's been really interesting to hear what your thoughts are, and I hope that many people out there are similar. If you have any ideas of what you want implemented in the game, maybe if you agree with us, don't forget to put it down in the comments section. If we could get this video to 20 likes, maybe, that would be fantastic. Hopefully next week we'll have somebody else on. It's been a fantastic start having Joe come on. It's been really good. If you just want to say goodbye.
Well, I'll just say thank you for having me, and hope some of those ideas weren't a bit too ridiculous, because I know what I'm like, but yeah. I was expecting myself to say something a bit more inappropriate, but yeah, never mind.
Right.
But thank you for having me anyway.
Yeah, it's been great having you on, and yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.